Hello and welcome to SKR Yoga and Wellness. My name is Sam. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. I'm going to be leading you through a 30-minute full body vinyasa flow. So this is really going to work the entire body. We're going to start from the feet, make our way up, doing lots of twists, lots of strength building, lots of really great stuff. You don't need any props for this practice, just your mat and a little bit of space. And we're actually going to start working through the feet in a toe squat. So I'm going to turn to face the side so you can see a little bit better. You're just going to tuck your toes underneath and then send your hips back to sit on your heels. And you might not make it all the way down onto your heels, which is fine. You just want to start to feel a little bit of a stretch through the underside of your feet, so through the soles of your feet. And then on an inhale, let's just take the arms all the way up right beside your ears. And exhale, let's take a twist spiral towards the left. So your arms are coming in front and behind you. And then inhale, take it back up. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, back up overhead. Try to keep your feet still as we exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, take it back to center. You might start to feel a little bit of a burn through those feet. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the left. Last two. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Very last one, we exhale right. Inhale, take it back to center. We're gonna drop the arms down. Keep your feet as they are. You're gonna shift your weight back so we're in a little bit of a squat. And now from this position, take your heels to the mat, tailbone to the sky. So we flip ourselves into a forward fold here. And let's just space out the feet so they're right underneath your hips. And you can sway a little bit side to side. Maybe you want to grab opposite elbows. Maybe you want to bend and stretch through the knees. Just do what you need here. Really feel that spine dangling. And now try to straighten through both legs. You're going to plant your right palm or right fingertips down towards the mat. And you're going to extend your left arm up, finding another twist, bending through the right leg, keeping the left leg straight. So this will send the stretch more to the outside of that left leg. You might feel it a little bit into your glute, into your IT band, even into the side of your calf. And we'll bring that left hand back down to the floor. Now planting your left palm. Exhale, right palm extends all the way up to the sky. Breathing into your belly here. Feel that stretch on the outside of your right leg. Nice long line from your fingertips all the way down to that left palm on the floor. And we'll bring that right hand back down to meet the left. From here, you're gonna walk yourself out nice and slow, finding a plank position. So right away, we're powering up the core. Feel that you're really activating the front line of your body. So you're pushing the floor away from you. Your shoulder blades are wrapping around your ribs. Feel that core nice and strong and engaged. Feel your hips in one line with your shoulders and your heels. Take 2 more breaths here in this plank. And from this position, you're gonna lower onto your forearm on your right hand, and then you're gonna swivel onto the right side, the outside edge of your right foot. Now your left foot, we're gonna lift up and place just behind you. So almost like we're doing a wild thing here. And then you're going to extend your left arm up beside your ear. So you're really activating your shoulder blade on the right side. We're feeling the obliques and feeling a little bit of a stretch into the left side of our body. Take 1 more breath. And we'll transition through forearm planks. So very gracefully take yourself back. And now flipping onto the outside edge of your left foot. Bringing your right foot up and behind you, and then just adding the right arm up overhead. Keep that left foot flexed and pressing into the mat. Try to lift your hips up even higher. Feel that left shoulder is still nice and engaged. And 1 last breath before we take it back to forearm plank in the center, and then lower your hips onto the mat. Taking a nice Sphinx pose. So keep those shoulders plugging down away from your ears. Breathing through the belly. Feel it expand and contract against the mat underneath you. Take one more deep breath here. And we'll release all the way down onto the mat. You're gonna extend your arms behind you, and we're gonna take almost like 2 baby cobras here. So I just want you to, on an inhale, lift your upper body, head and shoulders, and upper back up off the mat. And then exhale, we'll place them back down. Again, inhale, picking up. Exhale, place it down. We're gonna do that twice more. This time adding the legs, and you wanna keep the legs turned in so the heels are pointing straight up to the ceiling. So we inhale, lifting your arms, legs, and upper body up off the mat. Exhale, bring it back down. Again, inhale, lift. Hold it here. And then on your next exhale, we release. This time coming into your full locust variation. So we'll bring the interlace of the fingers behind the lower back. Then extending the body up, legs up. Keep your hands lifted up off your tailbone. Keep an internal rotation through both of your legs so we have parallel legs behind us and we're not defaulting to a turned out position. One more breath here, lift up everything 1 more inch. And we will release, taking it into a child's pose. So sending your hips back. For this child's pose, let's bring our knees and toes together. And your arms are gonna stay back behind you. So we're just curving right over your legs. Maybe you feel a little bit of heat through the body. Noticing your heart rate slowly returning to normal. Continuing to breathe. And we're just going to take a little upper back stretch while we're here in this position. So you're going to take your hands and grab your heels from the outside. And then from here, you're just going to shift your hips up, shift your weight forward till your weight comes onto the top of your head. And keep that grabbing happening with your heels. So we're maintaining that hold. And you might feel just a little stretch in between the shoulder blades, towards the upper back, maybe into the neck. This is rabbit pose, one of my favorite stretches to do for the T-spine, the thoracic spine. And we'll exhale to release the hips back down, making our way to our first downward dog. So walking your hands out, tucking the toes, sending the hips back. And as this is our first down dog, we can walk out the feet, shake out the head, yes and no. Bend and stretch the knees and feel nice and long through the spine. Take 2 more breaths here, pressing all 5 fingers down into your mat. And on your next inhale, we're gonna lift the right leg up to the sky. You can open up that hip and we'll bend through the knee. So we're really opening up, feeling that glute work to lift your knee even higher. Let's re-extend the leg up to the sky, swing it forwards, finding a high lunge. So step the right foot forward, lift the arms right away, right up beside your ears. Feel nice and low through the hips. We're making 90 degrees with that front leg. Make sure we're not swaying through the lower back and sticking our ribs out here. You want to make sure that the ribs are right on top of the hips. That might mean your back leg needs to bend slightly, which is totally okay. From here, we're transitioning right away to extended side angle. So your back foot comes to be parallel with the short edge of your mat as you lower down, reaching that top arm up and over. Finding this nice long extension through the left side of your body. Keep energy in your back foot here. And now from this position, you're gonna toe heel your back foot in. As you bring your left arm up, we're transitioning to triangle pose. So straightening through that front leg and keep that same twist with the upper body happening here. So your shoulders are still square towards the long edge of your mat. And from here, we're gonna take some arm circles. So we bring that left arm forward, take it down, and bring it all the way back up. And again, let's take an exhale to let the arm drop. Inhale to bring it back up to where we started. Last one, exhale, let it drop. Inhale, reopen that shoulder to the side. Now bring that arm forward and we're gonna turn the back foot. So now both feet are pointing in the same direction. Toes are both pointing forwards. And you're gonna plant the left palm. Exhale, twist the right hand up. So now we're finding revolved triangle here. And you wanna keep your hips nice and square so we're not twisting at all throughout the hips. The twist only happens from the navel. So really feel that nice long line from the top of your right hand down towards your left palm. One more breath. And we'll exhale, bringing both hands to frame that front foot. We're gonna plie, bending through both knees. So we bend both knees, maybe our left knee touches the mat, and then push to straighten through both legs. Again, let's exhale to bend. Inhale, push. 2 more. Bending on an exhale. Inhale, push. Last one, exhale. Inhale, push, and right away from here, your arms reach right beside your ears and long spine to push up to stand. Feel that right hamstring work to get you there. Feel that your hips are right underneath you. You're gonna push off that back leg. Nice and strong, lift that knee up towards your chest. And now from here, arms come right beside you. In second, we're coming to eagle pose. So you're gonna wrap that left leg once or twice around your right. Left arm wraps once or twice around to find your full eagle pose variation. Definitely testing your balance here. Feel your belly button pulling into your spine to help you stabilize. Continuing to breathe. Even though we're holding the pose, we're not holding our breath. And we'll release the interlace of our arms. Release the leg, but lift the left knee up right away. And we're coming to a twist. So on an exhale, grabbing that knee and now twisting towards the left here. Take one big breath and you're welcome to stay here in this position, or you're going to grab your big toe with your 2-piece fingers on the right hand and then extend that leg out. So we're finding a full standing variation here with the twist. Take one more deep breath here. And this next transition is a little tricky. You're gonna bend into your supporting leg and now just hinge at the hips until you come back to that same twist that we started off class with. So you're gonna release the toes and now we're twisting towards the left just like we were with our first forward fold. And we'll bring that left hand back down to meet the right and we'll flow to downward dog. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step it back to plank, take an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Notice how one side maybe feels a little bit different than the other. And we're gonna continue with that sequence over on the left. So inhale, breathe the left leg up, open up that hip, and we'll bend through the knee. Really engaging the glutes to lift that knee higher. We'll re-extend, swing it forward, finding your high lunge. So lifting up, keep the hips nice and low, remembering to keep your ribs right underneath you here as we add the arms right away up overhead. So core is engaged. Feel that nice stretch through your right hip flexor. And on your next exhale, we're gonna transition right away into extended side angle. So flip your back heel and coming all the way down into your extension. Feel energy still through that back right leg. And we're still feeling energy through the outside edge of that right foot. So we're not rolling off of the sole of our foot whatsoever. Taking one more breath in this side extension. And we transition to triangle by toe heeling the back foot in. Keep your upper body as it is and just re-add the arms. So now they're in a straight vertical line from the floor to the ceiling. Make sure your shoulders are opening up. And we're gonna continue with those arm circles. So we exhale, right arm comes forward and down. Inhale, re-extend back where we started. Twice more. Exhale. Inhale, take it back. Last one, exhale, bring that arm forward, let your shoulder fall. Inhale, re-extend, and we add that right shoulder back on top. Exhale, we're gonna place the right hand down onto the mat, turn your back foot. So now both feet are parallel to the long edge of your mat, and we're gonna exhale, finding a revolved triangle now on the left. Again, making sure our hips don't twist. We're keeping them square to the front. This deep twist really comes from your navel and from your core. Feeling that long line, shrugging your shoulders down away from your ears. And we'll exhale to place that left hand on the other side of your left foot. And we're gonna bend through both knees. Inhale, push back up to your pyramid pose. 3 more times like that. Exhale. Inhale, push. Again, exhale, inhale, push. Last one, exhale, inhale, push, and right away lift those arms, balancing on that front leg. Feel that hamstring as we lift through a long spine to stand. Really push off that back foot, bringing that right knee up to your chest. And now from here, coming to eagle on the second side. So bending, crossing that right leg once or twice over the left. Right arm goes under the left, crossing once or twice as well. So this one is definitely a test for your balance. And we've got double binds happening with the arms and the legs. So you really want to feel that your core is engaged here to help stabilize all of these parts that are working together. And we'll release the cross of the arms, release the legs, but lift that knee back up to your chest. Grab a hold of it with your left hand as we twist towards the right. Keep long and strong through that supporting leg. And now again, you can stay in this twist or grab a hold of your big toe with your 2-piece fingers, finding an extension through both legs here. Again, fighting for that balance. Maybe your right leg doesn't straighten all the way. You can keep a nice bend in it if you need. And just like we did on the first side, you're gonna bend through your supporting leg first, then hinging at the hips, keep the same shape with your upper body. As we place that right foot down, release the toes, coming back into that twist that we had at the beginning of the class. Feel long through the shoulders, and we'll release that right arm down, flowing to downward dog. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, step it back to plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths. Maybe bend and stretch the legs a little bit as you need. Do what feels good here. And when you're ready, we're gonna take it into a nice, easy child's pose. So your toes are together, knees are apart, and you're just walking your arms out, melting your forehead down into the mat. Let's imagine with each exhale that your hips are sinking closer and closer towards your heels. Really letting go. We're going to start to cool down from our practice. And so we're just going to walk the hands in, lifting the body up, making our way to all fours. And then from this all fours position, you're just going to take your right knee, swing it forward. So we're placing it down, getting ready for pigeon pose. So adjust yourself as you need. You want to make sure that back hip is twisting towards the front of your mat. And then from here, you can keep your arms forward to help you. We're just going to take a little heart opener towards the sky. If you can, just extend your arms back behind you. You'll need to really engage the core to help keep that body upright. Take one more breath. And on our next exhale, we'll release that forward, bringing your arms out in front of you. And just release into that right hip. Really let it go. Taking 3 more deep breaths here. And we'll use the hands to bring ourselves back up. And now our transition here, we're just gonna roll on top of your right sit bone so that we're now bringing our hips and shoulders to face the long edge of our mat. And so your left leg should be extended, your right leg is still bent, but it's in towards your groin here. And now we're gonna flex through that left foot. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, we take a nice big side bend towards that foot. Maybe you can grab a hold of it, maybe not. As long as you feel that nice opening and stretch through the right side of your body. And now from this position, we're just gonna twist the body, so bringing your nose towards your knee and just allowing the spine to really curve forward here. So we're not trying to lengthen through the spine, we're just letting it curve forward, finding a little release. Breathe into wherever you feel this one the most. And on your next inhale, we're gonna sit up nice and tall right on top of those sit bones. Take your right arm behind you, left arm swings up, finding baby wild thing here on the first side. Keep the sole of your left foot planted on the floor, energy through that leg. And then we'll exhale, placing the hips back down on the ground. And we're gonna switch the bend of the legs and bring yourself back to face now the back of your mat. So we're finding pigeon on the left here. So it might take a little bit just to reposition yourself, and then just like we did on that first side, you're gonna inhale, bringing your arms behind you if you can. Maybe you need to hold onto the mat. Sometimes that helps find the position. And just lift yourself up, really opening up your heart towards the sky. Take one more deep breath here. And then on your next exhale, just release it forward over that front leg. Really let it go. Let your back and spine relax. Let your left hip relax. Take 3 more deep breaths here. And we'll use our hands to work ourselves back up. And again, this time on the left side, rolling onto your sit bone so that we can open up the hips towards the long edge of our mat, bringing that left foot in and flex through the right foot. Inhale the left arm up this time. And we're gonna exhale, fold towards the right, reaching towards that right foot, stretching through the left side of your back this time. Keep that shoulder plugging down away from your ear. Breathing deep. And now keeping your body in this direction, we're just gonna twist. So you're just taking your knee or your nose and bringing it towards your knee. So looking down towards that right leg. This will just change the direction of that stretch you feel on the left side of your back. And from here, we will roll ourselves back up to a seated position. Untwist and keep moving in that direction with your left hand behind you, pushing your hips up. Really squeeze those glutes. Stretch into baby wild thing. Keep the right sole of your foot on the floor. And then we'll exhale, take it back down into a seated position, and we're gonna swing both legs out in front of you, lowering all the way down onto your back. And we're gonna finish off our class with a little happy baby. So first bringing your knees into your armpits here, and then flexing through the feet. Elbows go inside the legs, arms and hands go outside of the feet. And then from here, just gently guiding those knees, again, in towards you, and towards those armpits. And maybe you wanna just rock a little bit side to side here, massaging the lower back against the mat. Take 3 more breaths here, nice and deep, really inviting those hips to open up. And now very gently, just releasing the hold of your feet, coming down into Shavasana, just taking up space, letting your legs open up. Your palms will point towards the sky. We're just going to take about a minute or so here, but just allow yourself to really experience the effects of your practice, noticing what feels different, trying to compare how you felt when you first stepped onto the mat to how you feel now. When you're ready, just start to wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe turning the legs in and out. In your own time, rolling onto your right side and making your way up to a nice seated position. Maybe sitting with your legs crisscrossed or sitting on your heels. And just take a moment to feel nice and tall through the spine. And we'll bring our hands together in front of our heart, bending forward. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for doing this practice with me, this 30-minute Vinyasa flow. Please, before you go, do not forget to like and subscribe as I release new videos and new flows every single week. And hopefully I will see you on the mat again very soon. Namaste.